Everybody, welcome back. This is Yesteryear, and today we're covering the horror films that we loved of 1931. Remember, this is 1931 now. Now we're going to start getting into the really good stuff. 1931 was a great year of horror films, so let's check them out. First up we have is The Legend of Dracula, released in 1931. This is a drama, fantasy, and horror. Transylvanian vampire Count Dracula bends a naive real estate agent into his will, where he gathers women and kills them and goes on a rampage, sucking the blood of his victims. Next up we have is Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. Drama, horror, and sci-fi of the time. Dr. Frankenstein dares to tamper with life and death by creating a human monster out of lifeless body parts. True classic, Dracula, and now you got Frankenstein, both released in 1931. Next up we have is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Horror and sci-fi. Dr. Jekyll faces horrible consequences when he lets his dark side run wild with a potion that transforms him to an animalistic person. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Next up we have is The Phantom. The Phantom is also a horror and thriller. A group of people are stalked by a masked killer in an old mansion. Check out The Phantom. This movie was underrated, but it has a lot of jump scares. So if you haven't seen The Phantom, check out The Phantom. Next up we have is King of the Wild, action, adventure, and horror. American adventurer Richard is falsely accused of murdering an Indian noble and escapes to Africa in search of a diamond field and the real killer. King of the Wild. This is a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Next up we have is the movie M, the letter M. When the police in a German city are unable to catch a child murderer, other criminals join in the manhunt. M. This is a crime, mystery, thriller, and horror film. Another popular movie of 1931. Next up we have is Murder by the Clock. Crime, horror, mystery, and horror. An elderly woman installs a horn in her crypt in case she's buried alive. This movie is a scorcher. A lot of jump scares, so check it out. Next up we have, also from 1931, is Svengali. Drama, horror, and romance. Through hypnotism and telepathic mind control, a sinister music maestro controls the singing voice, but not the heart, of the woman he loves. Svengali. Svengali is a real treat. Next up we have is The Drums of Jeopardy. A mad doctor is determined to take revenge on the family he believes is responsible for his daughter's death. This is a crime, drama, and horror film. The Drums of Jeopardy. Check it out if you haven't already. Another popular film of 1931 is The Mad Genius. A crippled man finds a boy and vows to make him a great dancer. This is a drama, horror, romance film. Has all everything that you want in a horror film. This is The Mad Genius, and it is a true classic. So what do you think about the horror films of 1931? Now you got monster movies, you got Dracula, you got Frankenstein, you had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, then you had The Phantom. You had a lot of nice setting the tone for the new genre that's coming out in the 30s. So that was the horror films that we loved of 1931.
Were you scared? Were you scared? Oh, Tony, don't scare us, Tony.
I'm Tony, you're watching Yesteryear, and those are the horror films that we loved of 1931. Thanks for joining me. Click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.